Have you found the one thing that you will keep doing, irrespective? The one thing that motivates you to get out of bed every morning? Well, the formula is simple, but it's not easy. It requires trying, it involves risks and tough choices, and it requires doing. Freedom truly is a function of the mind. If you allow yourself to actualize your potential, the result is exponential joy, one that you will feel irrespective. My next guest is a personification of all of the above and a humble one at that. An international choreographer and contemporary dancer, co founder of U&I, a non-profit dedicated to the rescue of dogs in need of a home and to improve animal welfare rights. Come watch and be inspired. If this is your first time at Candid with Candy, I'm Candy, your host for the show, and I hope you enjoy it. I request you to like and subscribe. Everyone, please welcome Joshua Sailo, all the way from Bangalore, India. Hey Joshua, it's so nice to see you, and thank you so much for coming to Candid with Candy.
Hi. Glad to be here and good to connect with you.
I think Canada was quite the life changer for you. Why you went there and what really happened when you were doing your undergrad?
Okay. So how did I end up in Canada? I don't know. Chance, fate, prayers, someone guiding me. I don't know. I ended up in Canada when I was quite clueless and directionless right out of high school. I wasn't career oriented. I was always inclined to the arts. I love music. I love painting. And I played several instruments when I was in school. But as fate would have it, I got a scholarship to attend University of British Columbia in Vancouver. I decided I would do international relations. So I was studying that for a while, and what drew me a lot to the course or the program was its outlook on economic development and how like culture, sociology, anthropology connects all of our human experience, our histories, and how maybe we can effectively change that for the better of everyone through diplomacy and things like that. So that's what I was really interested in. But as my studies and education went on, and I understood more and more what the stream or the work field actually was like, I realized that that's not the life I envisioned for myself. I was not happy, I was not motivated to wake up and do that again. So
I'm sorry to interrupt you there. A lot of us, right? We find ourselves clueless a lot of times.
yeah.
But what you mentioned is, it's also about the process of elimination, right? Knowing what you don't want to do. So I think for you, finding that out in itself was great, because people still don't know that they don't want to do something.
Yeah, that's
At least
true.
you found it
Or
out early.
yeah, and sometimes people do, but I just think it takes a lot of courage and risk to say, let me try something new. And that's exactly what I did. I said, this is not working out for me. Let me try and see what things engage me more, or things that I really enjoyed spending time doing. Part of that was coming back to music. I found musical theater. So I had never done acting or things, but I met wonderful people, and I was like, these people have so much fun. They're so talented. It was just so nice to spend time with someone who loved what they were doing. So through that, I met a dancer, and I just loved the way she moved. I was enamored by what she was able to achieve with her body, and I said, teach me. And she said, you can't learn it. And I was quite offended. I was like, excuse me, I can do it. And she was like, no, you won't be able to do the jump. I was like, just show me, I'll do it. But it was my naivety, because these dance moves and tricks and jumps take so much training and technique, which I had no idea that dance was a thing to be learned even. And she said, but I can train you, like, let's spend time. And so every time I could, I was like, are you free? Are you free? I would call her, like, send her messages. let's go dance, let's train. And she took me through ballet basics. She worked me through short choreographies, and I started loving dance. Like from not knowing what dance was to just loving the process of training, to just the discipline of trying to get more control and awareness of your body. I just love that practice, because when that happened, all the things I was worrying about, career, things that I didn't want, just fell away. I was just inhabiting the now. So I think that's what really drew me to dance, was that I was fully present with myself, my emotions, the sensations when I was dancing. And I met wonderful guides and people just showing me the way. First this dancer I was telling you about who was training me, that I met other dancers, like not musical theater dancers, but people who are studying to be contemporary dancers, hip hop, jazz. And I just got slightly deeper, and they were like, oh, I can't believe you just started dancing. Go train here. We train at this studio in the city. So I went there as well. When the summer was out, I knew I was quitting school. I was going to drop out of school to pursue something that I loved more. And I thought that was music at the time.
We began the story with, your scholarship, and, it's a big deal, right? Getting a scholarship,
Yeah.
Thousands of miles away from home. And obviously, you took up international relations, and, there's a lot of hope building up, not only within yourself, but your family as well, right? We're also talking about people that care
Yeah.
about you, and, they have this big aspirations that you're going to be somebody big, and, and of course, the kind of, influential family that you're from. So all of these pressures definitely would have built up, right? And then you say right now that there was a point when you said, I want to quit school, which is, you know, it's a
Yeah.
big deal, right? So I just want to understand, what was happening then, from a family standpoint, right? Like calling up mom one day saying, hey, by the way, you know what, I think I want to do music, I don't want to study anymore. So I just want to know how that transpired.
Well, I think the great thing about moving away is that you don't have that conversation. Wait, are you gonna put that? I'm joking. Yeah, well, I was away. I was living my own adult life, young adult life, let's say. So I felt I was coming into terms with who I am and kind of calling the shots. And the biggest thing that changed was, of course, in the conversations, I hope my mom doesn't mind me sharing this, but it was that I was always frustrated and angry. So even when they called, because I was frustrated with what I was doing, with what I was studying, I wasn't happy. So that led to a lot of tense phone calls when it happened. So our relationship was getting a bit terse and affected, just because I was not at a happy place. And the thing that shifted was when I started dancing. I was so much more at peace with myself, with what I was doing, that I started opening up. I started wanting to share about my experiences. Before it was just very, yes, I'm good, I'm well, I'm fine, how are you? I met someone again who said Toronto Dance Theatre, the School of Toronto Dance Theatre is having an audition, you should go. And I was not so naive this time. I said, no, I just started dancing, like it's not for me, it's not gonna happen. He was really encouraging. I had just met him. He said, no, you have to go. Like, okay, someone believes in me. Like, da, 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 da. And this was a Thursday, auditions on Saturday. I went to work, got my paycheck, deposited it, bought my ticket, packed, flew across, and I didn't know what the audition day was going to look like. So this is the first day I've ever danced a full day. Was my audition day. Good job, Josh. So we start with ballet, and I remember the fear and terror because I was like, I've never done that. So suddenly I realized, what did I do? I just paid this really expensive, I just looked at it as the most expensive dance class I was ever going to pay for. I just went, all these other students had been training for a long time. I saw them, I got very intimidated.
When you say a long time, like typically how long are we talking?
Women, usually start dancing when they're 3 or 4. Men come in a little bit later, but 13, 14.
And you had how
And
many
this
months
was
of training?
when I was 20 by this point. I had been dancing for all of 3 months or something like that, when I went to audition. So at the audition, ballet, I had no idea what was happening, but then somehow I stumbled along, and I remember I put myself right in the center of the room, so that, because there's a lot of these turns, like you're dancing this way and suddenly you have to turn and look there. I made sure I was somewhere in the center so that no matter where we turned, there was someone I could copy and follow. I was 100% sure that I was cut. But somehow my name was at the very bottom of the page. I went back to Vancouver and back to study. I knew I was dropping out of undergrad at this point to maybe pursue something else. But then a month later, I got a call saying I've been accepted. They would like me to train. And then I just moved over. And of course, as you said earlier, when I made that decision, that's when I finally had to tell my family at some point. It was very tense. I think my mom cried on the phone many times trying to convince me to not do it. No one understood basically. But I think the fear is that people only think of dance or popular culture or the entertainment industry as something very, I don't know, hedonistic, or something that's very, I don't know, worldly, coming
Not
from a
serious, not serious enough.
Yeah.
Maybe
Not serious enough. Maybe it's also like with Hollywood movies, it's also like interlaced with this culture of, sex, party, drugs kind of thing. And to be honest, I get their fears. I mean, looking back now at some 20 things that happened 10 years ago, but I understand the fear. I understand the confusion. I understood the frustration on their part. I was also scared, I'm just switching careers. But I had never been that sure in my life. I was super sure. I was so at peace that I just knew that this is what I had to do. And my mom cried a lot on the phone, but I think over the years, I just moved anyway. I became more open. I became more, a nicer person to talk to, just because I'm happier. And I think that's what really opens up when you do something you like. And luckily, I mean, it wasn't instant. It was many, many years later. Like, my family sees that now as well. And if they don't understand fully, they're a good support.
What is so beautiful in your story is, you're this clueless 19, 20-year-old, right? And you come to an absolutely new place and you think that's what you want to do. And then you also thought that music was something that you really love, and you still love music,
Yeah.
What I really loved is you didn't shy away from trying out new things, and that curiosity, right? The curiosity of just, like you said, you just saw something, there was some, the musical theater that was happening. You said, oh, you know what, this is something that interests me right now. I don't know if I want to go all the way, but let's try it out, right? And that is the only way, when you keep trying out different stuff at that age. And even if your family at that point, they feel that, this is distraction, because that's what parents think, right? They think that you're distracting yourself from your studies, but you just kind of pushing your way through it. You just kept pushing, and you wanted to be honest and true to yourself, even from that really young age, right? And that is why, you are where you are today. And for that, I'm really proud, and not many people have that courage, as you rightly said, to take those steps. And look at you today. You are the only one in a million mesos who's an international level, in contemporary dancer, right?
Yeah.
How does it feel?
If you put it that way, it sounds like some big thing. Because I've never considered it. I feel like I don't group myself with a group identity. I just feel like I'm doing something and pursuing it for myself. So I think in that way, I don't feel more special or...
In a place like Mizoram, there are so many, and you've done a lot of workshops. I mean, you see that there is budding talent. At least there's this hunger,
Yeah.
There's this
For
people
sure.
who they're just hungry, just like you were, 10 years ago. And I really hope that they take the performing arts, right? Not necessarily dance. It could be theater, it could be whatever, music, anything to do with the performing arts. I just hope that that becomes something that is taken a little more seriously, and that
Yeah.
it's an option. It's a career option. So I
Yeah.
that
Okay. I see
mindset
what you mean. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. In that way, yeah, I hope if someone's looking at my story and the things that I've gone through, I do sincerely hope that they look at the things I've been able to achieve and share with the world as not something special for me, or like that I was lucky or that I had special opportunities or anything, but that it's something that they can dream and realize too, as long as they're willing to like devote themselves to what they want to do and they're willing to take the risk. uh, Especially for dance or music, or anything. I find Mizo kids are so talented. They're just so naturally gifted at these things. You know, when you've traveled and taught at so many places, when I teach Mizos back home, like be it contemporary dance or anything, they pick it up so fast, and I don't know, they're just special, I guess. Not to be biased, but they are really. They
We are being
pick it
biased.
up. No, they pick it up so fast.
Yeah.
It's insane how fast they learn and how fast they progress. But I just feel like the culture, the people, not just them, the whole family and baggage of extended people, how we view arts has to change so that we allow people interested to pursue that. Like, it's hard enough. There are enough challenges on the way without someone telling you this is not real or breaking it down. It would be nice to have more people support dreams that are not so typical of the normal career fields that we know.
Yes, absolutely. You said that really well. So thank you for that message. Okay, so we can quickly talk about your experience in France, right? I think you were in the Institute of the Arts in Barcelona.
My academic study MA. That's actually when I started Sail Away, play on my last name, Silo. And what I want to do with Sail Away is like, I want to let dance and my work kind of help you, transport you to other spaces where you can imagine different possibilities, imagine different realities, imagine better possibilities for like representing ideas or people that are underrepresented or marginalized. So that was my idea behind Sail Away.
Big congratulations on that, and good luck.
Okay.
And probably, is that the dream? Like, is sail away the dream? Really
Sail
grow
Away.
it.
I don't know. Good question. I think it's just a place for me to explore my creative universe and express that in whatever medium I see fit. At first, I thought it was just dance, and now, like, the boundaries that limit dance or creativity are also becoming undone as I grow and learn more. So I'm using that to express under Sail Away too. I'm starting to illustrate and draw as well. I'm starting to bring back music and photography, all things that I thought couldn't coexist. So I'm just using Sail Away as a way for me to keep doing my own investigation of things that interest me in life, taking my studies further, or like my MA, my choreography practice, and just sharing that with the world and people.
10 years later, Sail Away will be in the headlines for sure. And God knows what all will be under that umbrella, because it almost sounds like you rightly said, right? Like this whole different universe, because it has these various things that you're doing, your illustrations, and I'm sure, poetry will come in, then, your dance, and I don't know, maybe musical theater at some point. So it's really beautiful. I think the way it's just growing. So all the very best with that. And, talking about illustrations, I know that you also make cards, right? Do you even have time for that? Like, why do you do that? And guys, when I say cards, I mean like greeting cards, like, like the Archie's greeting cards, that kind of card, right? Cards.
And I do it for, so me and a friend of mine in Mizoram, we started an animal rescue organization. It's called U&I Rescue. And yeah, I just do it for that because as a fundraiser initially, but then I just like drawing for it. So I make cards, draw it for different occasions so that like the funds that we raise from selling all of these merchandise, we can use it to like fund our projects under the animal rescue so that we can save dogs or cats in need. Yeah.
Where is this available? Like the illustrations or the cards?
The illustrations right now in Aizawl, they are only selling it in the Northeast for now. They're available in Aizawl at a store called Madeline Store, and in Imphal now as of January at a store called Rame Art Design. Yeah.
We will write down the addresses in the description below. So let's be generous, people.
Yay, please. Animal rescue and animal activism. That's, again, something that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah. So Josh, you're going to be the first person who's going to play. I've called this game No Reason because I'm just going to ask you the question. It's they're all close-ended questions, so it's going to be a rapid-fire round. You don't have to tell me why. There's no reason asked. This is my first time, so yeah, the audience, please be kind to us, to both of us, because we both have butterflies in our stomach now because we don't know what's going to happen. And these are candid questions, rapid-fire round with Joshua Sailo. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Hollywood or Bollywood?
Hollywood.
Aizawl or Bangalore?
Bangalore.
Music or dance?
Both.
Miso food, yay or nay?
Nay.
Canada or
I'm
Spain?
doing it. Ooh. Spain. No, Canada. No, Spain.
You're going to get killed. Okay. Of all the countries you've visited so far, which one would you like to visit again?
Indonesia.
Okay. The beach or the hills?
Hills.
Dreams or reality?
Reality inspired my dreams.
Okay. Rain or the rainbow?
Rain.
Cars or motorcycles?
Motorcycle.
Joshua with long hair, Joshua with short hair?
Long hair, definitely.
TV or not?
Not.
Choreographer or dancer?
Both. Can I pick both?
The time is running out. No, you have.
Okay. Choreographer.
Okay, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, that's okay. Sweet 16 or 30?
30.
Friends or books?
Friends.
One word that describes you.
Adventurous.
You got it. Okay, the last one. Of all the people who've influenced you, name the top 3.
Yuval Noah Harari, Aunt Teresa the Kearsmaker. I know, Riz Ahmed.
Okay, awesome. Yay! Give yourself a hand.
Oh my gosh, that was more stressful than you told me it was going to be.
I think you did awesome. You were an absolute sport. With that, a few words of wisdom, perhaps, for the audience today.
Words of wisdom. Well, one, I'll just say thanks to you for. It's just nice to always be able to share one story. Just sharing my own story again and reliving those moments. It really did remind me of the choices that I've made to come here and be even. I think down the road you always have doubts of what if I did this, what if I did that, what if it doesn't work out? But like, just talking about it again, like I'm filled with so much excitement as well of like things that I've done and the choices that I've made, the risks that I've taken. So I think it's always worth it to take a risk on yourself, to invest in yourself, and give time to the things you actually like instead of doing, I don't know, something mediocre or beating yourself up for it. Just give yourself the time. You deserve the time in the world, and keep exploring. I think down the line, maybe my dreams will change. Maybe I'm not a dancer anymore in 10 years, but I know that I'm allowed to change, and whatever it is, I think I will make a decision to keep finding out more of who I am and things that make me happy and things that drive me and excite me to look forward to tomorrow. So I hope everyone gets that and they get to give themselves a lot of time to do exactly what they want to do.
So thank you so much for your time, and you take good care, and you have a great and fantastic week.
I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed Joshua's story. If you liked it, please check out more of my videos. And till next time, you take care and God bless.